Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by TaylorMade.
We are at the halfway stage of the second edition of the Rocket Mortgage Classic, which is not far from downtown Detroit, which if you heard Mike Tirico in coverage today, he reminded you have to drive south from Detroit to Canada. So yeah, we're right on the border up here. Pleased to be in Michigan this week. And what storylines we have gathering on this leaderboard. Both Simpson and Kirk are looking to win in back-to-back starts, having both done so 2 weeks ago on the PGA and Korn Ferry Tours. But you've got Bryson trying to break through after 3 top 10 finishes since the restart. Matthew Wolff trying to win for the first time in a year. Let's hear from some of those names on your first page.
Normally par fives are where I go get some birdies, and these par fives are gettable here. I didn't hit great shots into 14 or 17 after good drives, so those were kind of a bummer to not get at least one of them. But at the same time, I think it shows that I am making birdies. I'm capitalizing on the par fours, and hopefully I can kind of turn that par five performance around this weekend.
This is a course that he loves, and he's certainly showing us that this week so far. This is an interesting thing to look at. His scoring average by round so far this season, you can see it improves through the week. So he came in today ranked second on the PGA Tour in second round scoring average. Well, he delivered with a 64, better than his average. He will go into tomorrow ranked second in third round scoring average, and then watch out for Sunday because he currently leads that category. Don't forget, he closed it out in Hilton Head, as Lisa just mentioned, with a final round 64.
I think that a few years ago, among other things, golf was definitely wearing on me. I definitely lost the joy of playing and competing, and now after being away from it and not knowing if I would really play again or not, and choosing to come back just because I love to play golf, and so that's why I'm here this week. I love to play golf and I love to compete, and so it's a lot easier to keep that on the forefront of my mind now.
But it was a 7 under 65 that got him to 12 under on the leaderboard. And just look at how he has performed when in this position. He has converted one of his previous 2 36-hole leads, and that was his last one, which was back in 2013 at the RSM Classic, and just fell short in Houston 2 years prior.
I feel like I never really try to hit shots or make birdies or make bogeys, or try not to make bogeys. I just kind of play golf and let my athletic ability take over, and I think that's one thing that I've done really well this week. And I feel like I critiqued myself the last couple weeks, and I was trying to hit the ball close, and everything that I was doing I was trying to do. And I just told myself this week, whatever happens, don't really care about the outcome, and just have a good process. And turned out pretty well.
And making 4 bogeys and shooting 600 is never what you want to. I mean, 600 is great. That's not a problem. But making those mistakes was getting on me. But coming off with a clean cart today makes me feel really good, and finishing off with a birdie gives me some inspiration for tomorrow to play well.
Didn't quite have my A game, I guess, but I was able to manage it pretty well, and then hit some good shots at the kind of right time. And so I mean, overall, pretty pleased. Got a nice kind of long putt on number 2 to get going, and it kind of settled me down a little bit, and was able to kind of build on it from there.
I'd like to say it was that easy, but no, it's frustrating. I mean, that's the thing about golf, is that it doesn't matter if you shoot 60, you're still going to think, oh, I left 2 or 3 out there. So it's always frustrating. I got to play with my buddy Chris Stroud, so that was a lot of fun. We played a lot together over the break, and so we kind of were battling back and forth, and I think that kind of helped me, just focus on that and not worry about the leaderboards or any expectations I had. So I think that helped a lot.
I felt pretty old when I teed off. I didn't feel very good this morning, and struggled early. Got kind of lucky and hold an iron shot on 6, and kind of got me going. Just too many bogeys. I got to clean that up, and a couple of unfortunate mistakes, and but I'll work on that and keep getting better. But overall, I'm pleased with where I'm standing.
36-year-old Kevin Kisner feeling his age but still playing well here at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. And our third round coverage will begin at 1 p.m. Eastern Time here on Golf Channel tomorrow. We'll be with you a couple of hours before then, 11 o'clock for your pre-game action with myself, Nota Begay, also Todd Lewis and Billy Kratzert and Lisa Cornwell. So join us then. We will look forward to building up to Moving Day on July 4th as we wish you a happy holiday weekend. All right, time to get to some news that came out today. First off, Nick Watney, Denny McCarthy and Dylan Fratelli, who all tested positive for coronavirus across the last 2 weeks on the PGA Tour, will all be back in competition next week in the Workday Charity Open, as they've officially entered that tournament at Muirfield Village. A couple of those, you may recall, only tested positive last week, but the PGA Tour did update their protocols earlier this week in Detroit, saying any player or caddy who does test positive but has not had symptoms may return to competition if he returns 2 negative tests a minimum of 24 hours apart. Also, Brooks Koepka, his brother Chase, Bud Corley and Graham McDowell, who all withdrew in abundance of caution after being close to someone else who had tested positive, are back in the field as well. It will be back-to-back weeks at Muirfield Village. Still no word from Tiger Woods, but we expect to see him the following week teeing it up at the Memorial Tournament. More news now regarding Torbjorn Olesen. Been a while since we've seen him play competitive golf after he was suspended from the European Tour last August after a well-documented incident on a flight back to London following the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. He was originally scheduled to stand trial for some charges on May 11th this year, but now, with his court case delayed to December 2021 because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Dane will be allowed to compete on the European Tour when it resumes action later this month. A final, more permanent decision will be made after the court case. This is the quote that the 30-year-old released in a statement today. He said, "While my team and I initially agreed that I would not participate in tour events while the legal proceedings were outstanding, I am naturally grateful to the European Tour for allowing me to continue my career following the lengthy adjournment of my trial." The end of next year is quite some time away. Now, more news today. Jim Bones Mackay is temporarily coming out of caddy retirement for the next 2 weeks. We just told you about it, Muirfield Village. And he will work with Englishman Matthew Fitzpatrick, whose regular caddy, Billy Foster, has elected to stay in the UK during this pandemic. Bones had swapped the bag for the NBC Sports microphone, as you may know, since parting with Phil Mickelson after a whole 25 years together. That relationship came to an end in 2017, so it will be good to see Bones back on the bag. So, yeah, the area code here in Detroit is 313, and that is the Area 313 Challenge. They will donate a whole $313,000 if someone does manage that combination. But if you just manage it on either hole, you can donate as well. You see currently $265,000 so far today. They estimate more than $200,000 will be generated. Well, that's already been done. So we've already hit our target at the halfway stage. So congratulations to Rocket Mortgage. That number will only continue to increase through the weekend. What do you expect as we look ahead to moving day?
Leaderboard is bunched up. They're cutting the greens again, so they're going to be fast. Guys are going to have to keep going low.
I see what you did there. It's a pleasure being here, guys. Enjoy your night, and we'll see you 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow.